Hybrid lighting.
Discover Mirrorless recommends the LED hybrid lighting solution from Quantum called the Omicron.
Hey gang, Scott Giorgini here with your 2012 Hybrid Photography Year in Review. Now 2012 was an incredible year for mirrorless cameras, and we have polled our fellow contributors and hybrid heroes on discovermirrorless.com and mirrorlesscentral.com and came up with our picks for the top mirrorless cameras, lenses, and breakthroughs in 2012. First up, the best compact camera of the year. Lots of great compact cameras out there, but our picks for the top three are the following. Now tied for second place, the Sony RX100 and the Panasonic Lumix LX7. Great 20 megapixel sensor in the Sony, incredible lens attached to the Panasonic. And that lens, coupled with the fact that the Panasonic is $150 less than the Sony, gave it the tie. Coming in at the #1 spot is Sony's revolutionary RX1. This is touted as the world's first full-frame compact digital camera, and Sony have hit it out of the park with this. It's got the same form factor pretty much as the RX100, so it's got a teeny tiny little body, but it's also packed with a full-frame 35mm sensor. And there's an incredible Carl Zeiss lens attached to the front of it that you can actually pop back and forth between normal and macro modes. This is an incredible camera. It's aimed right at pro photographers and serious enthusiasts that want to travel small but shoot big. Up next, the best still photos camera. Now coming in at #3, the Sony NEX lineup. The NEX7's been one of our favorite cameras for the past year, and launched later in the year was the NEX5R and the NEX6, and they are quickly establishing themselves as two of the top cameras out there. Coming in at a tie for #2, the Micro Four Thirds giants, the Olympus OMD EM5 and the Panasonic Lumix GH3. Now these two cameras made a lot of noise in 2012. Look for them to make even more noise and grab even more attention in 2013. But coming in at #1 for still photos, it's the Fuji X series, the X Pro 1 and the XE1. Fuji have created something special with their X-Trans sensor, and the images that it produces have such a great, organic, almost film-like quality, it just takes them a little notch above everybody else. Now the Fujis are lacking a little bit in autofocus and in the video department, but when it comes to still photos, Fuji's king. Next up, the best video camera of the year. And this is going to be video cameras under $3,000 that us real folks can afford. We're not going to be talking about Red Epics and RELXs and things like that. Coming in at #3, the Sony NEX VG900. Now this is the newest member of the VG lineup, following the VG10, 20, 30. The 900, however, incorporates a full-frame Sony 35mm sensor in it. Now the VG900 takes E-mount lenses natively, but it also comes with an adapter so it can take Sony A-mount lenses as well. Coming in at #2, it's our hybrid camera powerhouse, the Panasonic Lumix GH3. This camera is already raising a lot of eyebrows for video shooters. Look for some huge things to happen in 2013. But #1 for video quality in 2012, the Blackmagic Cinema camera. All of our contributors have been blown away by what they've been seeing from this camera, and filmmakers all over the world have been taking notice, so look for big things from the Blackmagic Cinema camera in 2013. Now for the year's best hybrid cameras. These are the cameras that are going to give you the best quality stills and videos from the same camera body. Coming in at #3, the brand new Sony NEX6. Now this one fits right in the NEX lineup between the 5R and the flagship 7. It borrows a lot of styling and functionality from the 7, but it also incorporates the Wi-Fi and the new Sony app system. So we're very excited to see where Sony's going to take this camera in 2013. Coming in at #2, the Olympus OMD EM5. Again, phenomenal quality still photos out of this, and the video from the OMD is enhanced by Olympus's revolutionary new 5-point in-body image stabilization system. This is rock-solid stabilization from a teeny tiny little camera. Definitely worth checking out. But #1 for hybrid camera of the year, the Panasonic Lumix GH3. Panasonic have created a transformational camera with the GH3. And where the OMD EM5 got a lot of pro photographers to look at mirrorless cameras as an option, I believe the Panasonic Lumix GH3 is going to get a lot of them to leap. Now let's talk about the year's best lenses. A lot of great lenses came out. The Fuji X series lenses that go with the Fuji X Pro 1 and XE1 There's not a lot of X lenses at this point, but the ones that are there will produce beautiful quality images. You're not going to be sorry with any of those. And the Micro Four Thirds lenses we like the most this year, the Olympus 75mm 1.8, and also the brand new Panasonic Pro Zooms, the 12 to 35mm 2.8 and the 35 to 100mm 2.8. Again, one of the reasons we like Micro Four Thirds cameras so much is there's an arsenal of available lenses, and many of them are high quality and many of them are great value. And the three that I just mentioned will be workhorses for you, no problem. Now here's our pick for sleeper camera of the year. This is a great camera that came out but maybe didn't get all the attention that it deserved and probably isn't getting it right now. And here's a hint, I'm actually shooting this video on this camera right now. It's the Panasonic Lumix G5. Now the G5 was released with some fanfare over the summer when Getty Images photographer Dean I don't know, he's got a long Greek name I can't pronounce, Dean M, actually shot the Olympic Games in London using the G5. But since Photokina and the big camera shows in the fall, you pretty much haven't heard anything about the G5, with cameras like the Olympus Pen series coming out, the GH3, and some of the other big camera and lens releases kind of fell by the wayside. But this is a great little shooter that comes in around the $600 to $800 range, and I'll tell you what, folks, it'll make a lot of you happy. Now, our top 3 mirrorless breakthroughs of 2012, coming in at number 3 is that in-body image stabilization on the Olympus OMD EM5. Folks, this is incredible. If you've ever shot with this camera or seen video that was shot with it, it's rock steady, and a lot of times it's handheld. There's no video stabilization gear at all. It's basically like having Steadicam quality stabilization in a teeny tiny little body. I look forward to seeing what Olympus are going to do with this system in the future. Secondly, LED lighting. As we move into the era of hybrid photography where you're blending still photos and video, you're going to be using less flash and more always-on LED lighting. And the reason is simple. Flash doesn't work for video unless you're making some kind of cool strobe effect. Earlier LED offerings weren't always that good, but the newer generations that are coming out now from companies like Manfrotto and Quantum, you're going to have some phenomenal quality true color lighting to use. And in fact, the key light that I'm using right now is a Manfrotto 84 LED light. Last but not least, Wi-Fi, apps. Now just look at the way that Wi-Fi and apps transformed mobile telephones not too long ago and how fast that industry changed. I believe that in 2013, we're going to see the advent of the smart camera. Now, Samsung already have a version out. The Samsung Galaxy camera is run by the Android Jellybean operating system, so they're pretty much the first, but they're not going to be the last. There's already talk of Nikon and even Polaroid adopting the Android operating system for their cameras as well. The Lumix GH3 already has Wi-Fi capability, and in 2013, where Wi-Fi cameras were the exception, look for them to become the norm. So what were your choices for the best of 2012? Leave it in the comments below. And to stay connected with all the latest hybrid photography news, reviews, and updates, make sure you fill out the form on the upper right-hand side of this page. This is Scott Giorgini for DiscoverMirrorless.com and MirrorlessCentral.com, and we'll see you next time.
Hybrid lighting.
Discover Mirrorless recommends the LED hybrid lighting solution from Quantum called the Omicron.